Last night we looked at the stages of change, pre-contemplation, contemplation. We looked at preparation, we looked at action, we looked at maintenance. And we challenged you last week to try to discover what stage you were in. Well, this week we want to look at another issue that has certain stages, and the issue is called love. And I want you to be able to be challenged with this idea of what stage of love am I in. And so let's look at those stages. The first stage is the stage of captivation, where God captures my heart. Literally, Paul said, I become a prisoner of Christ. He is my jailer. I am his captive, and what a blessed prison that is to be in. And so in captivation, I begin to really discover what God feels toward me and what I'm sensing about him, and how he really wants me to be able to understand who he's made me to be and how he is in me, so that he might pour forth into other people through me, because it's not about me. That's what we've discovered in the program. It's about we. So as I'm in that wonderful prison, and God's my jailer, he's captivated my heart, the next thing I begin to learn is about his sustaining power. That it doesn't matter how bad things get, it doesn't matter how I suffer, it doesn't matter about the tests, the trials. And when I say it doesn't matter, I'm not saying these things are easy, but in the end I decide what matters more is that God sustained me through those, and I began to focus not so much on what is happening, but his sustaining power to keep me when these things are happening. And not only just to sustain me, but that perhaps his power through me may help sustain somebody else. So he captivates me, then he sustains me, and the next stage is that of possession. Will I voluntarily surrender? Will I ask? Will I invite God to possess me entirely? Will I ask him to heal any divisions? Will I ask him to repair any breaches in my heart? Will I invite him into the empty places of my soul? And will I really open myself, again, voluntarily, for God's love to fill me, not so that I can keep it, but so that it could pour in me and then pour out of me? Possession. Has God so possessed you? Have you invited him to that place? So then he possesses us, and then in that possession we discover he sends enlightenment, and he sends that, the light, in forms of truth. We learn truth through many things, through people, through places, through things, but mainly through God's Word and the truths that are revealed in that Word. And so we spend time in that Word. We spend time with people that love him and want to love him the way that we do. And we also practice loving others with the love that God has given us. We practice patience with each other, forbearing. We don't give up. And in that stage of enlightenment, he's constantly coming to us and revealing to us truths that will change us, truths that will transform us. And the Word says that he wants us to be transformed from glory to glory. And so what does that mean, from glory to glory? Glory means his manifest presence. And so he's changing us. He's wanting us to exude that manifest presence of God, so that the places where we walk around in, whether they're our home, our workplace, at church, it's God's manifest presence felt through you, sensed through you. It is something different because you came into that place. Have you left something different when you walk out? And so he captivates us, he sustains us, we invite him to fully possess us, we become aware of all of the internal divisions that we have, and we say, God, I don't want them there. I want all those things healed. I want a unity. I want to be so emptied of me that you just come in and that you just fill me. I don't want any more of me left. I just want Jesus, and I want Christ to be revealed in me and through me. And so when that happens, the next stage is that stage of change. Change is going to occur in your heart. And when change occurs in your heart, then probably change is going to start to occur in your environment. God could have chose to use many things, but He chose you and I. We're to be Him on this earth. We're to be His representatives here on this earth. We're to make a difference. And sometimes I don't think we really think about that. Maybe as we age, we start to think, what legacy will I leave behind? But I think it's something we need to be aware of as we're walking along the way, because we're leaving a legacy every place we walk into. Somebody's going to remember something about us, good or bad. Are we bringing a sense of Christ wherever we go? Are we whispering some words of hope, some words of encouragement, or are the words that we're buried alive. And so because I had buried these things alive, I was able to go back there and kind of dig them up. And I had just this inner sense. It was nothing that I said out loud, but some inner sense that, God, I just want to be dead to those things. I want those things to be dead to me. I don't want any relationship to them. I want all my relating abilities, my relating powers to go towards you, to move towards you. And so, God, just close all those graves. You know, I want to put a marker up and say, Cindy died to this today. Cindy died to that today. And to be able just to really mark it down. And dying so I could live to Christ. And dying, yes, it's painful, but there's always life that follows it. And so be thinking about that too. Is there any markers that you want to erect? Any markers that you want to put up and say, I died to that today. I buried it. It's not alive. It is dead. Like Paul said in Romans, I think it's chapter 7, I consider my relationship to it broken and dead. So we'll talk about that at Renew You on Tuesday, and you've been a blessing to me. You've been an encouragement to me, and I'm so thankful that you've joined me on this journey. Continue to imagine you renewed.